All right. So, I ain't talking about the gym, but I'm talking about push and pull. So, what does that really even mean, push and pull? So, when you're, pursuing a relationship, trying to form a romantic connection with a partner, it's all about balance. Balance in the sense, what you bring to the table, what you do. There has to be, you can't put 100% into one way, and you can't give nothing, you know what I mean? So, I have friends, they're always asking me advice like, yo, what do you do in this situation? How do you deal with this conflict over here? I don't know how to, when I'm too nice, I get rejected. But when I'm also an asshole, I also get rejected. So, what does that really mean? And what I always tell them is, you got to find your balance. You got to find your push and your pull. So, in order to make a relationship work, you need to have a certain degree of push and pull. What that means is, pull being the, kindness, romantic interest, I have similar interests into what you have. Oh my God, we should go out, you're pulling them in. Push being a little bit like you're your own person. Yeah, I like you, but I'm still my own person. I still have my own guidelines I need to follow. I still have my own schedule. I'm not gonna completely flip my life around for you. And a lot of people don't realize this, but they often lead more towards one side than the other, and that often results in an obscured interpretation of that person to their romantic interest, which results in the relationship not working out. And I'll give you two syndromes. I'm gonna give you the asshole. I'm gonna give you the simp. So, the simp, always texting back immediately, even if, for example, they were left on red all day, because they don't value themselves that much, and in return they value the people. They put their romantic partner on a pedestal, basically, is what I'm trying to say. They're the lack of respect for yourself, especially if you're constantly making plans with someone and they're canceling, or what else you call it? You I don't know, you go out of your way to buy expensive dinners on the first date, trying to get them gifts, just trying to overall be like what you call it, a simp. It's not the method, I can't even lie. But then you also can't just be a straight up dickhead, treating a person with disrespect, just not being there for someone, being unattentive, let's say being too cold, trying to act too cool, that's not really cool. Just be yourself. But then, being yourself doesn't mean you have to be a very kind, sweet, always nice person, because honestly, people don't find that attractive. What I believe, in my humble opinion, is to what is attractive, especially for the other person, is almost earning them, in anything in life, right? If you gain something immediately, and there's not a catch, it's not you worked hard to get it, you don't value it, you know what I mean? All the paychecks that you've earned from your job, you value more than I don't know if you got an allowance from your parents and whatnot, you know what I mean? Because you earned that money. So I would say in relationships it applies to the same thing. And let's say, I don't know, you're really down bad for a person right now. Think to yourself, why? Is it because they're giving you a hard time? Is it because they're playing hard to get? Is it because they have many options and maybe you don't? You know what I mean? It's a catch, it's a game. So in order to bring your self-value, and in order to make yourself the catch, you have to, not be so available. You have to, you know, work on your own timelines, especially if they're starting to become like dry and distant and like starting to like to avoid. Match their energy, or matter of fact, go even harder, because then like they once had access to you and now they don't. Either it's a lost cause, or you know, then they start to see that value that you brought, and they begin to come closer. So it's all weird, you know, like there's like so many like little like weird ways the human mind works, but unfortunately that's just the way it is, you know, like. But also depends on the person too. Like most genuine, authentic people, I think you can just have an honest conversation with, but this roots back to our psychological primitive states. You know what I mean? I'm not even trying to sound like weird or some shit, but like the desire, the desire for what's harder to obtain in value is more appreciated. And if you find yourself constantly being the one to initiate, you know, buying gifts, you know, almost pleading for attention, then you're not valuing yourself. You need to value yourself, because you might not realize it, but you have apparent value. You know what I mean? You do. You're just as valuable as every person else, and it just matters of how you bring that value to the table. So I say all this, push, but also pull. You can't be too egotistic and arrogant. You need to also adhere to their needs, if you know what I mean. Like, because at the end of the day, we also value kindness, because we're also humans, you know? Like, it's just general manners. Be a good person, you know? Have kindness in your heart. Have kindness towards other people. Social status is pretty important, I would imagine, because a person that you're romantically interested in, they'll respect you more if they see that other people around you also respect you. So be next to your peers, and you know, try to gain that respect. Oh boy, this guy is slow in front of me. But yeah, if you know what I mean. Okay, yeah. So anywho, try to find a balance between, you know, being kind and like doing kind gestures for someone, and also like making sure that you have self-respect, and that, you know, you bring value to yourself too. You know what I mean? Because that's important. And you know what comes above everything else with this push and pull strategy? Making sure that you are up to date with what your greatness is, you know, working on yourself, you know, going to the gym, taking care of your looks, you know, making sure like you clean up your acne, you're like, you what you call it, you cut, you know, you're lean, take care of your hair, you're doing good in school, you know, you have job, you have money lined up, you know, you have savings, investments, all these assets, because not only do they make yourself confident, but they also show other people that, you know, you're capable. And partners want someone who's capable. I'm being so real. So yeah, learn not to be too kind, and also learn not to be an asshole, but also work on yourself, because that's most important. And if you feel like you're trying to pursue a relationship and you're just not ready in that point of your life to, you know, really lock it in and, you know, be the greatness that you are, maybe it's not time to jump into something. Unless you find someone that you really like and you know for sure is the one, then yeah, work on yourself, because you can either spend your whole life trying to catch butterflies, or you can build a really nice garden and the butterflies will naturally come to that garden. But hey, that's up to you. And yeah, I just wanted to share my 2 bit on the concept. Push and pull. Find that balance, and I trust me, you'll be okay. I'm gonna link a video to Etika. Rest in peace, Etika, one of the greatest streamers of all time. He actually taught me this method, the push and pull method, in one of his streams. So I'm gonna link that down below. Check it out. you know, Etika, rest in peace. He was a really amazing person. It's really tragic what happened. And yeah, thank you. Have a great day.